Overclockers, my name's Briony, and in this video I'm going to be building a sim racing setup. Actually, this sim racing setup for the Overclockers UK office. We actually filmed a video with WePC, a sim racing challenge, and we needed a sim racing setup for that video, so I figured why not go ahead and film the build process. So keep watching to find out what parts we used and how it went. Here I am at the start, looking very excited to get building. You can see we have all of the components stacked up, but I'm going to start things off with the Next Level Racing GT Racer Sim Cockpit. I got straight to work unboxing the different components and removing all the bubble wrap, as it did come very well packaged. The first step was to attach the two large metal base pieces together with several bolts. You can see the base plate for the pedals and also where the seat will eventually attach to. The next step was to mount the arm for the wheel, so this is where the wheel will eventually mount to. This was actually a little bit more difficult to maneuver into place than I expected, so I called in reinforcements and we managed to get there in the end. The GT Racer does come with these two mount support arms to ensure there is no unwanted movement while you're driving. This smaller metal piece is where the wheel eventually attaches, so I'm just adding that on now in currently a random position. I do actually end up adjusting that later on, so it's angled slightly up towards the driver, and I like that there are different options for mounting the wheel in a more comfortable position. The chair came in two separate pieces, the bottom and also the backrest. These needed to be attached together using a couple of screws for each side. It comes in a sporty bucket seat design with red stitching and Alcantara details that could be right out of a track car. I put the chair into place on the base, ready to be screwed down, but then whoops, I realised that I'd forgotten to attach the cover for the recline mechanism, so I just went back and did that. With a little bit of manoeuvring, I managed to line up the 4 screw holes and then attach the chair using the thumb screws. The GT Racer was finally completed. It did take me quite a bit longer than I expected it to, and I did feel like I needed a break after that, so I let my colleague Scott take over to install the Moza R5 Racing bundle. He started with the R5 wheelbase, attaching it to the metal plate with several screws. Now moving on to the included pedal set, these are set up in an F1 configuration. You can see that the GT Racer has a bunch of different mounting positions that will suit a wide variety of pedal sets, and Scott wasted no time getting those pedals lined up and bolted into place. After getting all the cables plugged in and neatly managed with Velcro ties, it was time to add the finishing touch. The GT Racer has this acrylic panel which attaches with double-sided tape to the front of the cockpit. I think it hides the unsightly cables quite nicely, and it just overall creates a clean-looking setup. Now I'm back to attach the removable motor racing wheel with a firm push. It was time to move on to the Next Level Racing monitor stand, and I could tell when I opened the box there was a bunch of awkward metal parts in there, that it was just going to be a lot easier to assemble it with 2 people. So once again, I grabbed Scott to give me a hand. The stand is made up of 2 metal legs, so you've got 2 poles with 2 feet all held together with a bunch of bolts. After creating 1 each, we then needed to attach them together with a further middle support. The final piece at the top is where the monitor will eventually attach to, and the build was finished off with 4 plastic feet, but there's also wheels in the box if you prefer. I moved onto the AOC G2 CU34G2X monitor. What a long name! I unboxed it and then attached the metal monitor stand mounts to the VESA mount on the rear. finished sim racing rig setup. Right now I'm sat on the Next Level Racing GT Racer Sim Cockpit. I really like this because it is so adjustable. You can adjust the recline, you can adjust the distance, you can change where the wheels go, where the pedals mount to. You can also add a plate for a shifter and a handbrake if you wanted to. It really is very customizable, and I think it's going to suit a wide range of different people and different sim racing uses. Attached to this, we have the Moza R5 Racing Sim bundle. This is a wheelbase, a wheel, and also a pedal set. We actually struggle to keep it in stock on the Overclockers website because it is so popular. It's excellent value for money, and you can also customize it. You can change where the pedals go. We've got it set up for F1, but you can also add a clutch pedal as well if you wanted to. The monitor is a mid-range option from AOC. It's 34-inch with a 1440p display with 180Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time. There is a slight curve which makes it ideal for sim racing, and I think it matches our setup nicely. It's sat on top of the Next Level Racing monitor stand, which is ideal for pairing with a Next Level Racing sim racing cockpit. It just goes together really nicely, and of course it is height adjustable depending on the size of monitor that you're using. Our sim racing rig is of course powered by an Overclockers UK PC. It's called the Refract Indigo, and it's part of our pre-built range, which means it is available for next day delivery as long as it's in stock. The Refract Indigo is one of the most powerful options available. It has a Ryzen 9 7900X 3D with 32GB of memory paired with an RTX 4080 Super, which means it's going to be able to play pretty much any racing sim maxed out. Ideal for powering our Overclockers UK racing sim setup. Thanks for watching us build this Overclockers UK sim racing setup with parts from Next Level Racing, Moza, AOC, and of course Overclockers UK. It's all available on our website, and I'll make sure to link the parts below. So go and check that out now. Plus, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, and if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go back to racing.